E3 2023 is officially canceled. And I mean, in this case, it seems like it could actually be the final death of E3. But let's talk about that. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. So excuse me looking incredibly sweaty. I was actually just doing a bunch of squats at the gym when suddenly my phone starts blowing up with DMs on Instagram of people saying E3 is gone. And I had to see it to believe it, but here is their official statement. The official E3 account 16 minutes ago says ReedPop and the Entertainment Software Association have announced that both the digital and physical events for E3 2023 are canceled. Now, of course, Summer Games Fest swooping in with the very sarcastic salute because they're kind of trying to take over that Summer Games beat. But wowzers. Now, apparently, IGN got a bit of a further statement, but I guess this isn't that much of a shock since just this week, we actually learned that Ubisoft was not going to be showing up. Tencent, Sega, pretty much everybody decided to cancel last minute. And last month, we learned that Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation also decided to not show up. Now, here's their official thing. This is actually from the Global VP of Gaming at ReedPop. This was a difficult decision because of all the effort we and our partners put forward to making this event happen, but we've had to do what's right for the industry and what's right for E3. We appreciate and understand that interested companies want to have playable demos ready and that resourcing challenges made E3 this summer an obstacle they couldn't overcome. Now, it's interesting that they're basically admitting because everybody canceled, because all the big publishers aren't showing up, they frankly can't do it. There's been talks about the fact that the ESA, the company that runs this, they charge some ridiculous price tags. Hundreds of thousands of dollars to get even a tiny booth at E3, and more people have basically just been saying, is that really worth it? In the age of the internet, where you can just turn on a live stream and a lot of times have hundreds of thousands of eyeballs on your content, is it really necessary to have E3? In a very strange and roundabout way, I kind of think this is a bit of a Nintendo thing. Now, let me explain. The Nintendo Directs have been incredibly popular. Ever since Nintendo started doing Directs, I feel like everybody's kind of been trying to follow that wave. Obviously, we have the PlayStation showcases, Xbox does Xbox Developer Directs, and everybody kind of loves them. I think they've actually been a big hit because they have that nice mix of hype, new trailers, announcements, release dates, and you can do them whenever you want. The biggest problem and the biggest boon for E3 in the past has been the fact that, honestly, it's just so attention grabbing. But that's also the downside to it, is that if you're trying to do a super focused, super important, super expensive laser beam showcase of your new game, it sucks when it's sandwiched between 50 or 100 other games. Like, actually consider that. Even the most successful E3s, it's your game that looks great, whether it is that famous reveal of God of War 2018 where the crowd was freaking out, Ghost of Tsushima where they had the little flute guy. Like, there have been a lot of very good announcements at E3 that we all love, but then they're completely followed with a bunch more games. I feel like it ends up kind of soaking up the hype in the room. Selfishly, I have to say, I'm a bit sad about this because honestly, I always wanted to go to E3. That was kind of my big final goal as a YouTuber, was to go there and have the gamer access media badge. You know, I've always wanted to go there and actually go backstage and play demos and interview the developers and sit down with like the major heroes I have and actually talk to them about their games and ask hard questions. At this point, I don't think that's ever going to be possible. I think, of course, there's going to be other media events, GDC, Tokyo Game Show. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of other stuff like PAX East and stuff, but I just can't imagine that we're ever going to see E3 ever again. I mean, just a couple days ago, the president of E3 got fired. So it's pretty clear the company is literally in shambles. I guess this is still just such a weird shell shock moment because really, now there's going to be a bit of a power vacuum. I do think that Summer Games Fest is going to step up and fill that void somewhat. Jeff Keighley certainly has the connections and the motivation to try and be that, but I don't know. E3, like, the highest moments of E3 are so good in my mind, whereas the low points have been incredibly low. The last couple years, E3 has kind of sucked. I think we can all say that now, retrospectively, but from the times where they really managed to get things going, those really good years with live demos, crazy shock reveals, consoles actually being unveiled, price points. I mean, the console warring stuff, especially at E3, was so legendary. But now, it's kind of just run its course. Hats off to E3. I guess you guys are kind of going off into the sunset, kind of against your own will. But I guess now we'll have Summer Games Fest, which is going to be an entire month of sloppy, sort of cobbled together presentations. I am gushing sweat. I apologize. So, what do you guys think about this? To be honest, I'm still kind of digesting it. It's insane that it's actually gone. But hey, what are you going to do? Time marches on. Thank you so much for watching, gamers. If you enjoyed this, give it a big old thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. And please keep dreaming. Oh my God, you know what? Do leg day. Don't skip leg day. You see my ridiculous booty? You know how I have this? Look at that. Look at this. You see that? That's squats, baby. That's squats. Do your squats every day. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.